Hello guys, how we doing? Welcome back to the Three Hammers. Later video today. There wasn't much news out there this morning, so I waited, let the day go a little bit and just see what news come out there. There's news that we sort of knew, but it's starting to become a bit more, shall I say, confirmed. You know, the rumours are becoming a bit more common, and it seems that, you know, higher sources are saying the same thing as what we were speculating over a few weeks ago. And that big rumour being that Benrahma could be sacrificed because Lingard is the man that David Moyes wants. We know it looks as though, anyway, from what we've seen in the last 2 years, that Said was not a David Moyes signing. He's had some fantastic spells with West Ham. He had a brilliant start to last season. Took him a little while to settle before he got his first goal, and then he sort of went on a good run. Then it became increasingly more frustrating throughout the season, and you could see that frustration in himself when he knew every time he was going to get substituted. I always give him a lot of backing. Said, he was one of the players I wanted. Moyes might not want him, but I wanted him as a West Ham fan. He's this sort of player I really like. The Benrahma that was at Brentford in the Championship, that cuts inside, scores long range goals that we haven't seen enough of at West Ham. Whether that's his fault, whether that's Moyes having the shackles on him, I don't know. In his mind, is he playing with, if I make a mistake, Moyes will just hook me off and then I won't start the next game? Is he being played out of position? That's another argument. At Brentford, he played there and did really, really well. But at West Ham, where he has to do that cover of left back, obviously Cresswell being slightly weaker, and that's why Fornals is, favoured there. Has that played against him? Would I like to see him play at number 10? Yes, I would like to have seen that. I think with Soucek and Rice behind, protecting him for if he does make a mistake, I think he might have had a little bit more success. I'll be a little bit gutted to see him go. Like I say, I do like him, and I do think there's a player there, and I do believe, I think it's Leeds are interested in him. And a couple of other those sort of clubs, of Brentford again as well. I believe, if he played for Leeds and played for Brentford, that are a bit more swashbuckling and not so reliant on that defensive contribution under a Moyes system. I think Benrahma easily scores 10 goals in the Premier League, sort of half consistently 8 to 10 goals in a team where he's allowed to attack and sort of, sacrifice that defensive contribution. With the Lingard one, listen, we know the thing is, it's back to that one. It's not whether we want him or not want him anymore as fan base. It's very divided. People saying, yes, if we get him, brilliant. If we don't, I don't really care. It's back to that thing of, we know that a Jesse Lingard in a decent sort of level of form, and I'm not saying the form when he first came and he was hitting Messi numbers. I'm talking about just decent level, performance-wise. He will play, and David Moyes will trust him to play, something he doesn't have with Benrahma. Going forward, this is something that Moyes has to get. It has to become his team, and you can see who are his team: the Benrahma, the Bowens, the Rice, the Souceks, the Dawsons, the Zumas, etc. Even Antonio, it's him. Do you know what I mean? And Fornals he trusts, because Fornals will put the work rate in. What sort of money? I don't know. What sort of money you'd like to think that we could sort of get near to what we paid for him, around that 22 million mark. 22 million would be nice. But yeah, if it gets Moyes what he wants, we have to trust in it. At the end of the day, he's given me 2 of the best seasons as a West Ham fan in my 30 odd years of supporting him. So Moyes we trust, and we have to wait and see what happens with this one. Diop's another one who's apparently been told that his playing time will be reduced. Can't promise him time. Obviously, with a guard very close to coming. Oggie's back as well. Zuma will obviously start next to someone. And you got Big Dawes in there as well if he stays, Dawes. So, Diop again, what sort of price? You'd like to think 12 to 15 million, hopefully. That sort of price. He's still a decent centre-back, will do a good job wherever he goes. I think more than likely will go back to France, maybe. But yeah, like I say, there's just a few little smidgens of news. apparently the new kit is getting launched in the next, I think it might even be tomorrow actually. So that'd be nice to see. Hopefully a Good's holding the shirt tomorrow. That'd be even better. Him or Alfonso Areola. Would just be a nice way to announce a shirt tomorrow. So that's another thing to look out for tomorrow. A pre-season's been announced as well. A few fixtures in now. I believe Ipswich is in now. And another couple of others. Can't remember off the top of my head, but that's been announced as well. So look out for that. What else was there? Rafinha has basically said, he's going to leave Leeds now. Heavily linked to Barcelona. Whether Barcelona do push that through, obviously Dembele's just left there, hasn't he? And they're sort of going for a bit of a rebuild themselves. So maybe it's if it's between us and Barcelona, he goes to Barcelona, doesn't he? Adama Traore, I think, has just gone back to Wolves as well. He was only on loan at Barcelona. But listen, if we've got a bit of bias and we've got, want to show a bit of real ambition, you go and get that deal. You try, or at least try, because Barcelona may not go through. Barcelona, their name comes up, but not necessarily all the time that it's the player to go for. And you've got Mo Salah, who, basically said that he will probably join them next season, but what's to say that they won't go through and try and get him this season? So it may be a bit of smoke and mirrors for them to go for Salah, which could open the door for us to go and get him if we really want to show a statement of intent. You bring him in, it's a fantastic signing. No one can deny it's a fantastic signing if we were to get Rafinha in. The Ward Price name comes up again. That was floating around again yesterday. Again, we wait and see. I really, really do not think a marquee one's going to happen. I really don't. You've got a guy who's going to be, a good one, potentially a good project. Looks like a good centre half. Areola is, one that we sort of expected. But yeah, I don't think there's going to be a marquee signing. I really don't. I think there's going to be a lot of those sort of signings. Maybe Brozier might be, one of them ones that gets us really excited. But I don't think you're going to see a Ward Price, a Calvin Phillips, a Rafinha. I really don't think. I don't think we've got it in us to go and get someone like that. I really don't. I don't know what you guys think. Anyway, guys, sorry the video's a bit later. Like I say, I wanted to wait and see if there was actually news. When I looked on my phone this morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, because what I do, I wake up usually, get on the phone, look for some news to talk about. There weren't much out there. I would just be repeating myself. So I left it to now. And I hope you appreciate the content we've been putting out, guys, because we're so close to 4K now, which is fantastic. It's all down to you guys, what you do, the likes, the shares, the comments. Really, really appreciate it as always, guys. And I've waffled on for long enough. Until tomorrow. Hopefully there's some content for you tomorrow as well. Come on, you irons. Keep believing as always. Let's go.